to the Sierra Signature channel. So, first of all, this is not the first video that's going up on this channel. I actually had like a vlog from my Ashland alternative spring break trip that I took back in April on this channel first. I'm gonna leave that up just because I was super proud of that, and that was actually my like first ever like video that I made kind of getting back into YouTube. Maybe one of these days I'll make a like about me tag video, but I kind of just wanted to jump right in, starting my booktube. I'm very excited. This has been in my head to do for a couple months now, and I'm just so glad, I'm so excited to finally be getting it done. This is not my first time in front of a camera, but it's my first time in a while, so if I'm a little awkward, I'm getting back into the habit. With enough rambling, today we're going to be doing a try a chapter tag. So I have 3 books today that I want to try a chapter of, and we will see out of 3 which one I want to read next, because I just finished reading Young, Dumb, and Naive by Alicia Henderson. I will leave that blog post in the description of the video, or yeah, because I did the review. I have a blog. It's down there. Go click the link. And then also going along with this video, I'm going to do another try a chapter tag, but that's going to be on my blog, and that's going to be 3 different books that I'm going to try chapters of. So I'm going to try to dual read, and the 2 books that I end up reading for the month of July will come from this YouTube tag and my blog tag. So check out both if you're looking for new video or new books to watch, or what am I saying? Anyway, let's get started. Here's the first book that we are talking about today in this try chapter tag. This is Meet Cute. It's by all of these authors down here, and I'm under the impression that this book is just basically a compilations of stories written by different authors of how couples met the first time they met. So I've seen this book around BookTube and Instagram a lot recently, and everybody seems to really enjoy it. I actually saw Maggiiiemayyy, I will leave her channel, I love her. I saw her do a, not a review, but it was just featured in one of her reading blogs, and I wanted to pick it up. So yeah, I got this at Barnes & Noble. I'm gonna go read the first chapter, and I will come back and tell you guys my thoughts.
Gotta go, yeah. All systems go. All I need to know is wait for all systems go.
Okay, so I just finished reading the first chapter, and I'm thinking that every chapter is like a different story. So the first chapter of this one was a pretty wild ride. The main character of that story, which is, I don't know how to describe this book. Okay, these are real people, I guess. But the characters, people of this first chapter were very interesting. They were in an interesting situation, and I just liked it. It was appropriately cute. Next book we're talking about is 5 Feet Apart. Now this book actually just became a movie. I really don't remember what day specifically it came out, but it's pretty new, and people have been talking about this a lot. It's about, if you've never heard about it, it's about 2 people that have, I think it's cystic fibrosis, and they have to always stay 6 feet apart, because if they come any closer, they risk contamination and risking their chance of having a lung transplant. Which, you know, if you have a lung disorder. You know what, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna read the first chapter, and I will come back when I'm done.
Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun.
Alright, so I just finished the first chapter of this book, and I actually think it's really, really interesting. I've only really known one person with cystic fibrosis, so I'm not very familiar with the disease and how it affects your day-to-day life, but I feel like this book, from the first chapter, I've gotten that it's going to do a really good job at depicting what living with CF would be like, especially because she talks about all the medication that she has to take, and her little like medicine chart and the cart that she has in her hospital room, and how regular you visit hospitals, that you begin to know the hospital like it's your own home, the staff like they're your family. So I think that if anything, this book will be cute because it's a little bit of romance, but I also think that it'll just be educational for me to read about it and learn how to like empathize with people that have cystic fibrosis, and you know, just try to be there for them. So I enjoyed this first chapter, and good contender. And let's go on to the last book.
The next day.
Alright, I'm back. It's a new day. My camera yesterday just kept getting hot, decided to turn off, and I decided that I was done. So here I am, new clothes, new hair, new day. Let's finish this video. Alright, so the last book that we're talking about in this tri-chapter tag is called Voices from the Bear's Ears. I'm going to very oversimplify this book just because it is a multitude of issues, and I don't feel like I'm doing it justice by oversimplifying it, but I don't have the time to explain it, basically. So, in very short words, this book follows a natural resource land management issue in Utah about the National Monument of Bear's Ears. There are two sides to the story. Some people oppose the National Monument, saying that it's just a disruption to the community around it, and there's also a bunch of indigenous artifacts on the site that people are willing to not preserve. And then there are other people, the indigenous community around this, that's saying the National Monument is important because it does protect the indigenous artifacts, and also it's just really great to have land set aside. There's like people that are frustrated because so much of Utah is managed under federal agencies, and people think that the government is overstepping their bounds. There are other people that are just for it and think that it's a great thing. It's bringing opportunity to the community around it for tourism. So yeah, there's a bunch going on in this book. I went to a little presentation when it was released in an indie bookstore, and yeah, so I'm really excited. This is something that's right up my alley as an environmental science major. It might not be very like popular in the YA community, but this is important to me. So I'm gonna go read the first chapter and I will let you guys know what I think. Alright, so I just finished reading the first chapter of this book, and I gotta say that even though this is something that I'm still very excited to read and I still really want to read it, obviously, I don't think that this is the book that's kind of appropriate for my summer contemporary YA kind of feels that I'm in right now for reading. So even though I still want to get to this book, and I will, I'll probably push it closer to fall when I go back to school to try to get back into that academic mode. So yeah, I don't think this will be my next read anytime soon, but I will definitely still get around to it. Alright, so with that being said, let's recap. We tried a chapter of Meet Cute, 5 Feet Apart, and Voices from Bear's Ears. I'm going to push this closer to September, maybe late August. I'm not sure. This is just something that I'm feeling like reading right now. So we're going to toss that aside. This is really hard because I really liked both of these books. I think this one is, like I said, appropriately cute, and I think it's just feel good, and you know, it'll be entertaining. But the problem I have with Meet Cute is that I feel like this is a book that I can just kind of pick up whenever and read a story and then put it back down. It's not like one story where I can follow multiple characters and throughout the entire book. You guys have no idea how much trouble I've had filming this video. So as I was saying before my camera cut me off again, Meet Cute is a book that I think that I can just pick up sometimes and put down other times, and I'm more in the mood for a story and characters that I can follow throughout the entire book and get to know them and love them and swoon over them or hate them, whatever happens, you know. I'm in that mood. So with that being said, I think my read for July is going to be 5 Feet Apart. I'm very excited to read this book. I think that it's important. I think that it'll be cute but also very informative. And I'm just excited to get to know this world and get to know more about CF and how to be an ally to people that have CF. So with that being said, before my camera cuts off again, thank you guys so much for watching my first BookTube video here on my channel. My posting schedule for this channel is every Sunday, so if you want to see more of my face, click subscribe, and I will see you guys next Sunday. Bye!